Hi folks, David here from restaurantmarketingplan.com. I'm going to give you a quick overview today of restaurant marketing, why restaurants need search engine optimization and social media, and how all of these form a large cycle to draw more guests into your restaurant. The way we're going to explain this today is looking at my friend Chef James. Chef James is a baker. He likes to make fresh baked bread, and he opened his own bakery called Chef James Bakery. Now Jeff, on the other hand, is a lover of fresh baked goods, and Jeff owns a computer. And so with this in mind, we're going to try to figure out how Jeff finds Chef James and his bakery and how other restaurants can learn from this model. Now, Chef James knows a thing or two about marketing and about the internet. He knows the first thing he needs to do is open up a website for his bakery if he's going to reach people like Jeff who have computers and like fresh baked goods. So he starts up www.chefjamesbakery.com. And so when Jeff goes to look at Google, which is where most searches on the internet start, he can find Chef James and his bakery. But that's not exactly how it works. Instead, the most likely this Jeff is not going to type in Chef James Bakery. Now, this is the case if Chef James had a great deal of money to spend on advertising and publicity and marketing to let people know that he has a bakery, but it's far more likely that Jeff is going to enter in something like bakery in the name of his city, like Best Bakery in the name of his city, fresh baked bread, bakeries near. These are all terms that are much more likely to be searched. People are not most likely to look for the name of your restaurant, especially if you have a new restaurant, and if they are, it's not really marketing through your website. The goal of all of this is to go out and find new guests. The analogy I like to use is the white pages and the yellow pages. If people know the name of your business, they would used to look at the white pages. However, if they didn't know your name of your business, they just knew they wanted a restaurant or a bakery, they would go to the yellow pages and they'd look through and scroll the ads and pick one that looked good. Now see, the problem with Google is that they don't work for Chef James. Unless Chef James is spending a lot of money on advertising for Google, he has to worry about all the competition's websites. And Google's just as likely to send Jeff to all of those different competitors' websites. Actually, they're more likely to, because these competitors have been around longer. They have reviews online. People are linking to them. People have visited these sites. They're established. And so Chef James is starting off at a competitive disadvantage to more established websites. Not only that, but the biggest competition out there in the restaurant industry is the aggregator sites like Yelp and Urban Spoon and TripAdvisor and OpenTable. These are the sites that Google is most likely to send them to, and from there, you never know which competitor website those sites are going to send Jeff to. So at this point, Chef James is completely left out. He doesn't have the most reviews on Yelp or Urban Spoon or TripAdvisor or OpenTable or any of the other websites. He doesn't have the longevity with Google, so how is Jeff ever going to find Chef James? Search engine optimization. The goal of search engine optimization is to look at a client's website and figure out what they need to do and what can be done to help them reach their customers directly, to come up first on Google when Jeff types in best bakeries in, fresh baked bread in, bakeries in the name of the city. When a searcher looks for that, the goal of a search engine optimizer is to help his client come up first, above Yelp, above Urban Spoon, above TripAdvisor, OpenTable, and above all the competition's websites. So now once Jeff has visited Chef James Bakery, he of course loves it, and Chef James, being the savvy marketer he is, has a Facebook and a Google Plus and a Twitter. He has an email marketing list. He has YouTube videos that he puts up on sites, and he even has a blog on WordPress where he shares some of his favorite recipes. Now, Jeff, wanting to keep up on all the things that Chef James is doing, subscribes to his Facebook page. He adds him to his circles in Google Plus, joins the mailing list, follows him on Twitter, and subscribes to his blog. So all of this information is coming back to Jeff. That means that Chef James can reach out to Jeff frequently to keep him up to date on new offers, on new baked goods being made available in the bakery, and more importantly, whenever Chef James wants to, he can jog Jeff's memory that, hey, the bakery's still open, come get some of those baked goods you crave. Now what happens next is that Jeff no longer has to go through Google. He no longer has to even run the risk of going to those competitors' websites because he's found Chef James, his bakery, the baked goods he loves, and now all of that's being cut out. But what he does instead when he's on the internet, and what the advantage of being connected through all these social media places is that he goes on to his Facebook and his Google Plus and his Twitter and goes ahead and lets other people know about this. Maybe he lets his coworker Sally know about this while they're sitting at work. Maybe he shares one of the videos with his coworker Susie and lets her know about the great fresh baked goods coming out of Chef James Bakery. Pretty soon everyone around the office is talking about how great these baked goods are at Chef James Bakery, and they're becoming his customers too. These people didn't have to go through Google. These people were reached out to on social networks, were told about Chef James Bakery because Jeff was captured through search engine optimization. There really is a cycle at work. Search engine optimization and reaching new guests through Google will in turn allow you to find the ones that love your product and connect with them through social media. This allows you to deliver messages to them to remind them about your product so that when they're thinking about fresh baked goods or whatever product it is that you serve at your restaurant, that they're thinking about you before they open up Urban Spoon, Open Table, or any of those other sites to try to decide where they want to go next. Before they go to Google looking for ideas for where they go to dinner, you remind them of the great time they had, how much they enjoyed your meal last time, and you shortcut it. You short circuit their search and send them directly to your restaurant. But more importantly, they're going to share this information about the place they love with their friends. Friends who are curious, friends who have heard about you, now have a reference who is a positive review rather than going to one of the search engine sites or going to one of the review sites like Yelp where you never really know what they're going to find on there about your restaurant. Instead, they're being connected to your fans. Your fans' friends see that their friends are fans, and they want to know what's going on with that restaurant. Is it really as good as they've heard it was? And their friends are giving them honest feedback. They're advocates, and that's why they were friends with you on Facebook and following you on Twitter and all those things in the first place. So really, it all starts with reaching out through Google, through search engine optimization, to gather new guests, to determine which guests are out there looking for your product, and then solidifying that relationship through social networking, through social media, so as that then those people can go out and not only receive your messages and connect with you to get all the information that you want to provide them, but more importantly, spread word to their friends who can become your new fans. Folks, that's all for today. I really appreciate it. Learn more about this topic and what we can do to help you out. Find lots of free ideas on how to improve your use of Google search engine optimization and how you can improve your use of social networking by visiting the site www.restaurant-marketing-plan.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.